Hello, hello. This is Foo, and I'm going to show you a quick video on Star Citizen. It is Free Flight Week until March 20th, so this video is meant to show basic controls and interactions within the game to get a new player started. I hope you find it useful and enjoy. Just another day. Port Olisar. I'm glad I packed my one bag for this tiny ass room. Hey guys, this is Star Citizen. Yeah, version 2.2 during the Free Flight Week that ends on March 20th. That means anyone can play the game for free, and anyone can fly any flyable ship right now. Really cool thing that they're doing, making this video to basically help any new player try and get into the game and actually get things going, because it is kind of complicated. There's a lot of things to take in. So if you just want to jump right in and get going, hopefully this will help you. You're going to wake up in one of these little bunk bed rooms. Maybe it's not a bunk bed, but it's the size of a bunk bed. This one actually has a pad, that's nice. Some of them don't even have padding, it's like sleeping on metal. But all your friends, all of your enemies, every player will start out in one of these beds somewhere on the station of Port Olisar. What you're going to want to do is just head straight downstairs. This will take you to the ship deck, and this is generally where everyone gets together before they get on the ship. Hey look, there's two people right there. What a surprise! So that's the terminals you interface with in order to order a ship. I'm just going to kind of go over here. We're going to look outside real quick. So this game is running CryEngine 3. It's a modified version of CryEngine 3. The team developing this game is partially composed of some of the original CryEngine developers. Oh, look at that, a Retaliator. That's one of the multi-crew ships you can fly. Awesome ship, beautiful. But with it being CryEngine, obviously it is absolutely gorgeous, great looking game, but it's not without its faults. Right now it is not the most optimized game in the world. I am running a 980 Ti with the 6700K and 16 gigs of DDR4, and although I am recording and I'm playing on max settings in 1080p, right now I'm getting 23 frames per second. Now it's down even further. So generally I average anywhere from 12 to 30 frames per second, so this is about normal. And there was a sound bug. Most of the performance issues are server side. They're based server side, so there's not much you can do. There are a couple of things you can do to a few config files to try and help your frame rate if you're not running a great computer. But otherwise, you're just going to have to wait for them to optimize the game, optimize the netcode, get better servers, all that fun stuff. But let's get started. If you want to get a ship, you're going to walk up to this terminal. You're going to press F to interact with stuff. Now, I've got a mouse. And of course, you can scroll down. You can see all these ships that are available. Now, these ships are only all available because it is Free Flight Week. Generally, you only have a couple to choose from, and one of them would be, if you had bought a ship, that would be on there. So you can see the two ships that I bought are on top. They are listed later on too, but for the sake of this game, I'm going to get my trusty Ghost. I'm going to request ship. It's at landing pad B04, B4. Now, you notice I'm still on this terminal. I've seen so many people just get stuck here and have no idea what the hell to do. They freak out, think the game sucks, and, well, it doesn't. All you gotta do, press Control F. Hey, problem solved. There we go. So you will use Control F quite a bit. You use that to get away from terminals, you use that to get out of pilot seats, out of gunner seats, you use it to get out of a lot of things in the game. So remember that, Control F. Now you'll see my ship spawned with a little HUD icon there, so I know where it's at, but also know it's at B4, so landing pad 1 through 4 is this way. So we're going to go this way. There's my beautiful ship, sitting right outside, just for me. So we're going to go through the airlock here, which, by the way, there are signs, further signs. 1 through 4, this way. One other thing I forgot to point out is for any new user, or basically any user really, if you press F12, that opens up the chat window. Super important, because if you're ever stuck, you don't know what to do, or you need to get picked up because your ship blew up while you're EVAing, this is how you get in contact with other people. And the community so far has been extremely helpful. It's been really nice to see. There are a couple of assholes every now and then, but you know, that really just makes it more fun to me. One of the things that you can do is if you want to dance, if you want to flip people off, if you want to do any of the animated emojis they have, type in, you press enter to start typing, type in /help. There's everything you can do. So I can do /dance2, press insert for third person, you can see I'm dancing. There goes a constellation. But yes, this is outside in space. There's Crusader, the giant gas planet over there. Can't go down to that. I don't know if you ever will be able to, because it is a gas planet. I do know that they showed off their procedural generation technology for hard surface planets, rocky planets, things like that. So eventually you will be able to go down to the surface of planets and explore, and it will be all procedurally generated, which is pretty awesome. It's not in yet, but at some point it'll be there. But let's get in the ship. To get in a Hornet, you'll see this square outlined here. If you press F on that, out comes a ladder. Eventually, you start climbing up that ladder. It does this automatically for you. Now, you cannot skip this animation, and you cannot fast forward it, so I do not recommend that if you're being shot at by somebody with a rifle, that you try to get in a ship, because it takes forever. At least this ship does. All the ships have different access points as well. They're not always going to be on the same place, so sometimes it takes a little finagling around to try and find out where you get in. Now before we take off here, what I'm going to do is press escape, go to options, and then go to key binding here. Now these are all your key binds, obviously. We're on keyboard and mouse, that's how I'm playing. I don't have a joystick, I don't want to use a gamepad. You can change it from flight to on foot. On foot obviously is a lot more simple. On flight, key points here, most of what you're going to be doing is W, A, S, D, Q, E, R, and F. We'll get into those in a little bit. But the other thing to look at is modifiers. You see these different colors. Control is one modifier. So if I wanted to strafe forward and not throttle up, I would hold Control and press W. We'll get into that later. The other modifier you use quite a bit is this right Alt. Not necessarily to self-destruct the ship, but right Alt and backspace to force respawn, aka kill yourself. There are times where you will get bugged out, or you will just find it necessary to restart and you will want to kill yourself. So you will use that. Now if you do have a second monitor, I do recommend Googling up the Star Citizen keyboard layout, key bindings, whatever you want to Google. Put that up on your other monitor and that will work perfectly. You'll be able to reference it whenever you want. It's great. But let's get going here. We're in our ship. Obviously we want to take off. So if you want to go straight up, what you're going to do is you're going to hold on R.
Takeoff complete. Landing gear raised.
There we go. Landing gear automatically raised. So we're going to go up for a little bit here. We're just going to kind of clear out of some space a little bit. Alright, I'm going to let go of R. Now if you want to go straight down, you hold F. R for up, F for down. Kind of makes sense on the keyboard. We're going to go back up. Now because I am playing with keyboard and mouse, I can move my mouse around. You can see this aiming reticle. Now it does have a dead zone. If I go past that dead zone, I will start turning. Specifically yawing right and left. And of course the further I go, the faster I yaw. Now, the reason why there is a dead zone is because some guns are gimbaled, so you can actually aim in a different direction from where you're currently flying or facing or pointing forward, wherever your nose is at. You can aim separately from that to a certain range. So if I want to strafe, I can use Q or E. Q will strafe left, E will strafe right. If I want to roll, it's A and D. A will strafe left, and D will strafe right. Now you probably guessed it, move forward is W, but just remember this is a throttle system. You don't have to hold W. You can see on my left side of my HUD, I'm at 62% throttle. It means I'm going to be moving the entire time that is activated. I'm going 31 meters per second right now. If I want to stop or slow down, I can hold W or S for a little bit, or I can hold S until I'm at 0. And it will stop me. Now, a quick little tidbit here. If you want to max out your velocity as quickly as possible, double tap W. You will go straight to 100. Same thing for stopping. You can go to 0. Now, there is a space break, so if I'm flying right now, if I hold space, I'm braking. And if I let go, so you notice that my... I'm not let go right now, but you'll notice that I'm still at 100% throttle. If I let go, I'll go right back up. Now we're going, we're moving, we're flying around, yay! Yay, this is really boring, I'm not going anywhere. I'm going 50 meters a second. This is really slow. To change your flight mode and go faster, you're going to press V for Victor. Press that, you'll notice in the bottom left of the HUD, we went to SCM, aka Standard Combat Mode. This is going to be the main mode that you fly in. Now every ship has a different top speed. Mine is 220. But this is the mode that you're going to want to get used to flying in. There is one more mode called Cruise Mode. If I press V one more time, I'm now in Cruise Mode. You can notice my speed goes way up. Again, different ships have different cruise speeds, but if I try turning, it doesn't work so well. And then if I let go of V, you'll notice that I can actually start turning again. Now, a couple of things to note. You'll notice that you actually carry momentum. This game uses, well, basically Newtonian physics. You're in space, there's no resistance, so why would you stop moving that direction? You're going to carry your weight with you. Now, in the default flying mode, you're in coupled mode, which you'll see it in the bottom right. I'll try and get my mouse over there. Right there, it says coupled. Right there. Now, what that does is it's basically fly-by-wire. You will go in the direction that your nose is pointing. The thrusters on the ship that you're flying will be calculated and used by the computer to correct your current course. So you notice that I'm starting to go forward, and now I'm going straight forward. Now I can do this in any direction. It's going to try and adjust itself, and slowly over time it'll get there. If you want to adjust your direction quicker, do a boost by pressing Shift. And you see how much quicker that got over. That's really important for doing maneuvering. Hold Shift again. Much quicker to get there. One other thing you can do is you can actually decouple. You can get rid of that in-flight computer system from correcting the course that you're going automatically. We'll do that by pressing Caps Lock. And now I can turn sideways. And I will just continue going that direction. This is really cool if somebody's chasing you. You can go decoupled, turn behind you, and just shoot at them while you're still flying at the same speed that you were trying to get away at. Pretty freaking awesome to do. But we're going to go back to coupled, keep things simple. So that's basic flying. If you really want to get used to flying, I highly recommend going in through the race course. Go through the racetrack, get it down so that you're not crashing at all. You will be a master flyer much quicker, master pilot I should say, much quicker than if you were to just fly in open space. This map is 2 million by 2 million by 400,000 kilometers. That's a lot of empty space to not hit anything. So you're not going to get that good at flying if you don't really stress your flying. So let's go do something. How about that? Everything's really far away. Like I said, 2 million by 2 million kilometers. That's freaking huge. How do we get over there? We're going so slow. Well, you can quantum drive. If you want to do that, you can press B to bring up your quantum drive display, and it'll bring up points of interest for you. Now, what we're going to try to do is go to a comm array, and hopefully it is not turned on. If it's not activated, it'll have a red light, and pirates will spawn there. We'll kill some pirates. So you can see that this blue circle is around, meaning that I've targeted this location. If I middle mouse button, it'll spool the drive. Quantum drive will kick in, and quantum drive will automatically stop once I'm in the area. You can quantum drive into the middle of nowhere if you want. Oh, looks like we're here. Let's stop real quick. Okay. There are enemies spawning. So there's different targeting systems here. Different buttons to target in different ways. It's really important to get them down. Y is target everyone, friend or foe. T is target foe. They're coming right at me, so I'm going to move here. We'll decouple here so I can look at them. C will actually target the closest in proximity to you. Now, if I press G, it'll target the closest to where my crosshair is, like that. G is what I wind up using the most. Now, left click is fire, and you want to aim that little square, at least in the standard mode, you want to aim that square at them. That square is projected to be so that your sorry, I can't so that your the weapons that you fire will hit the enemy because you're firing in front, and their momentum will match to where your weapons are firing. If that makes any sense, I'm not very good at this. But you can see how it's giving me the hit icon by leaving that square on there. And it's telling me the status of where I'm hitting in the upper right as well as the status of where that ship is damaged. So you can see it's actually lost quite a bit of itself. It's pretty damaged right now. It's about to go. I do have the weakest guns in the game right now. You'll also notice that I'm just strafing in circles. Well, this AI is not the smartest at the moment. And generally, it is a good idea to strafe rather than to go in a jousting match. Jousting matches, oh, here's a missile, leads to you running into other ships, which is not very cool. So to use a flare like I did right there, flares are standard already selected. You'll see them on the right side. I'll switch between flare and chaff.
Online.
Flare.
Flare.
Chaff.
Online.
Flare.
Online.
She's got it wrong. Chaff.
Online.
Flare. So to deploy, you press Z. To switch, you press X.
Chaff. Online. Flare. Online.
Now some ships actually have a secondary fire by using right click. Primary is always the left click. And then other ships, there goes that one.
Aft hit. Shields charging.
Other ships also have missiles like this one. You middle mouse button to lock on. You can see, there we go, unlocked on, and then you middle mouse and hold to fire. Let's see if I hit him.
Shields charging.
Nope, I got him. Now you can also lock on more than one at a time. So I just press middle mouse button twice. I'm going to shoot both of them at this guy. And I nailed him once and he tried to put out flares. So let's go ahead and just kill these guys. I don't know what he's doing. Whoa, that is a weird way to fly. Well, I hit him again. He's boosting out of there. There he goes. Oh, I love the explosions in this game. I have no idea what this guy is doing. He's just sitting there right now, seemingly doing nothing. Alright, there he goes. Okay, cool. Now that we've killed all of them, we're going to find that comma, right? There it is. Head towards kind of the red light, but where the arms intersect. So if you make a T, you're going to head towards that direction. So we're going to move forward here. What we're going to do is we're going to EVA and we're going to turn this on. Alright. Press Control F to get out of your seats. Like I say, Control F, you're going to be using it. Remember it. And now we are EVAing. We are in space by ourselves. The cold, desolate depth of space. You can press insert to go in third person. It just looks kind of cool. It's kind of scooting around. So the controls are pretty similar to any first-person game or shooter. WASD, going to be your forward, strafe, back, strafe, respectively. If you want to roll or rotate your body, you're going to use Q and E. And if you want to go straight up, you're going to press space. Straight down is control or crouch. Pretty simple, right? So we're going to go down here. We're going to go over to this. We're going to turn it on. We're going to go back up. Simple enough. Oh, I just smacked my head on the top there. There's also a boost for EVA, so you can hold shift and boost, and you can get going pretty freaking fast, so be careful. I have ran into many things doing that. So we're going to get back in here. Teleport over. There we go. Now next we're going to go to Security Post Karia. We can do a little bit of first-person combat maybe.
Shields charging.
It is a free-for-all area. It is a dangerous place to go, so I recommend going with caution. You are free to kill anyone you want over there, and it's where people who already have a bounty on them, they can go over there, interact with a console on there, and get rid of their bounty. So a lot of bad people do go there, but the other cool thing is that there are rifles here, so we're going to try and pick up a rifle, maybe kill somebody, and then that should really end the video. I don't want to be staying for too long here.
Travel complete.
So this is a very common area for ships to be. You can see it already scanned one. Yep. He's down here. So the reason why I knew that is because I'm looking this way. There's actually an arrow. Oh, I need to slow down here. There's actually an arrow on my screen. Well, there was. He's not there anymore.
Full.
Let's go up here. Alright, so... But yeah, there's an arrow. If they're outside of your view, look at the corners or the edges of your screen, and there should be an arrow pointing towards where they are. So now there's all these landing pads here. So let's land. You press in to land,
engaged.
or get in landing mode, and then you choose a landing bay. So you're going to choose one of these. So, like I've said before, I use G a lot, which is the target that's closest to what you're looking at. So, I think if I go here, well, it's not working. So, whatever. We're going to choose this one since it's highlighted. Middle mouse button over it.
Request approved.
Now is when I'm going to use that straightforward. Makes things a lot easier because I don't have to worry about overshooting. Once we're over the pad, it will actually put you into strafe mode automatically, and you fly very slow. Now you watch, I'm holding F right now, and this is how slow it takes me down. Now it does that for good reason. It was very easy to crash your ship. Just from landing too hard. Landing gears out. And we're landed. An insert is how you change view like that. So Control F to get out.
Landing complete.
I just noticed the chat window. I hope they come out with a submarine type capital ship. That would be really cool. Won't that look like a big turd in space? Like every RSI ship, yeah. Alright, so since we're going into a dangerous zone, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the 1 key. Number 1, bring out the pistol. Open the airlock here. Pretty standard FPS mechanics here. Hold right click to aim down the iron sights. Left click to shoot. And here's the rifles. Let's grab a freaking rifle. So the rifle is number 2. Now if you do grab one, it brings that out automatically, but you can switch in between the two. We're pressing 1 for pistol, 2 for rifle. Grab some health while we're here too. So if you were a bounty, or if you had a bounty on you, I mean, this is where you would go to reset. Now it takes a long time to reset you completely. I don't think there's anyone here. Seems pretty empty. But, you know what? It's not the most surprising, impactful, epic ending as I wanted it to be. But it's okay. Because that's basically it for the starting the game. I mean, if all you want to do is get started, get into the action, I just showed you the 2 quickest places to go to in order to get into action. Unfortunately, there's nobody here. But, oh well. There are a couple other things you can do, and I'll show you real quick. F9 brings up your little Mobi-Glass here. You can go to MG Scheduler here, and you can actually choose missions to do, and it'll give you waypoints to go towards, and you'll notice them. And yeah, I mean, that's basically it. Give it a try. I hope you liked the video. If you do like the game, please go to robertspaceindustries.com where you downloaded the game and buy a package, please. Please support these developers. They have been absolutely amazing and incredible in every way, and I cannot wait for this game to come out. If you want to support me as well, please like my video. Please subscribe to me. I will put out more content soon, I promise. Working on that a lot more now that I have a new computer. It's nice. Also, you can support me by clicking on my referral link in the video description below if you feel like buying a package or a ship for the game. This gives you some extra credits, and it gives me some extra credits. And I'm not afraid to admit that. I would love it. I ain't got no shame in my game. Alright guys, thank you very much. Take care.